Okay, so you see this very dark man issue. See, let me tell you something. See, EFCC has only succeeded in making very dark man more popular. They've only succeeded in making him more popular. And whatever it is that they are doing is playing into VDM's hands. You understand? I've been saying this. VDM may go down as one of the greatest Nigerians in history. Yeah, this may sound crazy, but it's true. Anyone who can fearlessly confront the system, eh, fearlessly confront the system, eh, that person is destined for greatness. If you can fearlessly confront the system, especially a corrupt system, fearlessly, as VDM is doing, such a person is destined for greatness. And for the EFCC, they will only look like fools at the end of the day. Because first of all, you arrested someone. You arrested him in a Gestapo-like fashion, almost like a mafia kidnap. The way they bundled him, covered his face, and threw him into their burial ground. There were allegations that he was even assaulted in the process. Now, they arrested him, took him to their office. Over 24 hours, 48 hours, they never gave any press statements. What we are hearing is that certain people, certain unidentified people, yet unidentified people, wrote petitions against him. If someone, okay, what is wrong with revealing the identities of the people that wrote those petitions? Because according to what they are saying, they received petitions, several petitions. Now, no petition can exist without a petitioner. That is common sense now, because the petitions do not write themselves. So someone has to have written that petition or those petitions. So why is the EFCC afraid to reveal the actual people that wrote those petitions? Why are they keeping their identities a secret? That alone is enough to tell you that there is foul play involved. I don't trust the EFCC because they don't treat corrupt politicians the same way they treat Nigerian youths. And I'm not even the first person to say this. A lot of people have been saying this, that they do not treat corrupt politicians the same way that they treat Nigerian youths. They are not going to bundle a corrupt politician, Gestapo style, the way they did Very Dark Man. No, they are not going to do that. If at all, they will approach the politician very calmly and politely. They will even give him a notice that they are coming to get him. And of course, after 30 minutes of quote-unquote interrogation, they will release that politician and nothing will happen to him. We've seen this a million times already. Let's not fool ourselves. You know, so right now as it is, I heard they just released him, which was expected, which a lot of people predicted would happen. They collapsed under pressure. EFCC collapsed under pressure, massive pressure from the public, and they knew they had no other option but to release Very Dark Man, because they will look even more stupid than they already do if they keep holding him. So they said they released him on an administrative bail, pending when he will be charged to court. And if you look at Mohammed Ilyas Pada, he said in his video today that EFCC in their Twitter handle, they said that they are aware of the comments that Very Dark Man has been making about their organization, about the corruption in their organization. So that got me thinking, why would the EFCC mention that in their Twitter handle? Why would they mention that they are aware of what Very Dark Man has been saying about them? Could that be that is part of the reason for his arrest? Because they said it was petitions, but now they are saying they are aware of the comments that Very Dark Man has been making about the organization on the internet. So that is enough to let you know that there is some what we've all suspected before, that there is foul play involved. There is foul play involved. So they will charge him to court, and of course, the whole country will be looking. This whole thing has gotten nationwide attention, even continent-wide attention, even worldwide attention. Some people, some foreign individuals have made videos imploring the EFCC to release Very Dark Man with immediate effect. So they bow down under pressure. You know, see, what I feel is that certain powerful people behind the scenes are trying to frustrate Very Dark Man. They are trying to silence him. That's the right word. They are trying to silence Very Dark Man. Some powerful people behind the scenes are trying to silence Very Dark Man, and they will do it by any means necessary. At this point, I feel like he has to even take his security very seriously. He has to take his security very seriously, because you never know where the next attack will come from, as well as the nature of that attack. Because when you position yourself as the voice of the voiceless in a corrupt country like Nigeria, best believe corruption will fight back. Corruption never fails to fight back against those who fight against it, especially in Nigeria, especially in this part of the world. So this is no surprise. Very Dark Man's arrests, constant arrests, are no surprise. It's not a surprise that he's been arrested. As a matter of fact, in this part of the world, anyone who is constantly getting arrested in this part of the world is doing the right thing. If you are constantly getting arrested, then there's something you are doing right that is inconveniencing the powers that be. And that's exactly what's happened to Very. If Very Dark Man kept his mouth shut all this while, nobody would arrest him. The only reason he's being arrested and targeted and constantly being harassed by law enforcement is because of his outspoken nature and his very fierce anti-corruption stance. That's the reason. Well, like I said, he has been released, so let's see what happens. Let's see what everybody will be. He has massive support, massive support from Nigerians. You saw the people that gathered outside GTB in Abuja, one of the GTB branches in Abuja, to protest. And one thing about his protesters, Very Dark Man's protesters, is that they are not paid protesters. His protesters are not paid or hired protesters. They are organic. And that should scare anyone. Organic protesters should scare anyone. Organic protesters are protesters that are not paid. They are not being paid to protest. They are not benefiting any material thing from protesting. They are not benefiting any money. They are not gaining anything from any money from protesting. They are not benefiting any material things from protesting. They are doing it as a matter of principle. And those are his protesters. You can't say they paid those people. They didn't pay them. Those are organic protesters. Anyone that can gather organic protesters is doing something powerful. Trust me. So let's see how it goes. As I said, Very Dark Man has a lot of support from Nigeria, from well-meaning Nigerians. And the whole world will be watching what happens henceforth in this case. The whole world will be watching what happens. And when it's charged to court, if that happens, everyone will be there to see. We will all be there to see. Well, but one thing about him is that Very Dark Man is that he's very resolute. He will never give up. No matter how much they try to intimidate him, harass him, arrest him. He doesn't seem like the type of person that will give up, that will just succumb to threats when he knows that his hands are clean. You know? So I just wanted to share this with you all today. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We'll all be there. We'll all be there. We'll all be there.